The story kicks off in the middle of New York City, where Spider-Man suddenly finds himself facing the full force of Earth's mightiest heroes. She-Hulk, Captain America, Black Panther, Thor, Captain Marvel, and Iron Man. The entire crew is here, and they've got Spidey cornered. But Spider-Man isn't looking for a fight. Clutching a strange device, he pleads with them, insisting they are the ones being manipulated. He explains that a villain calling himself the Grand Manipulator scrambled their thoughts during yesterday's warehouse battle, turning them against him without them even realizing it. The device in his hand, the re-sequencer, is the key to setting them free. If he can just get it to a scientist friend at the university, he can undo the mind control. For a moment, it almost sounds reasonable. Even Captain America admits the plan makes sense, and says they would all prefer to resolve this without anyone getting hurt. But then Cap drops the bombshell. It's not us who are being mind-controlled, Spider-Man. It's you. That accusation rattles Spidey. Isn't that exactly what a mind-controlled person would say? He shoots back. You can feel the paranoia closing in. Thor steps forward next, towering over Spider-Man but smiling like an old friend. He politely asks Spidey to hand over the device, warning him that if it's deactivated the wrong way, it could fry the minds of everyone in New York, including his own. And then, in the most Thor way possible, he chuckles and tells Peter he finds his mind amusing. Sometimes annoying, he adds with a grin, but mostly amusing. Spider-Man knows he can't overpower the Avengers in a straight-up brawl, but he also knows he can't give up the device. So he slips it into his bag, cracks a joke, and vaults away into the city. Man, this sucks, he mutters as the chase begins. Iron Man is the first to close in, jets blazing. Tony, take him down, Cap orders. But Peter was ready for this. With a quick web and a bit of ingenuity, he shorts out Iron Man's armor mid-flight. Tony spirals out of control, sparks flying, and crashes into a building. Cap is stunned. He shorted out my armor. How the hell did he do that? He demands. That's when Black Panther speaks up, calm and collected. Spider-Man is a highly intelligent individual. He's had 12 hours to prepare for us. And with that, the tables turn. Spider-Man may be outnumbered, but against the Avengers, he's proving that brains and a little bit of webbing can level the playing field. Spider-Man tears down the street, weaving through traffic with She-Hulk hot on his heels. Jen barrels forward like a freight train, her fists clenched and her eyes locked on her target. But Peter's too quick. He vaults over a cab, flips midair, and leaves her punching nothing but asphalt. Damn it, she growls, but before she can recover, Captain Marvel rockets into the scene. Carol doesn't hesitate. She grabs Spidey mid-swing, one hand clamped tight around his throat, and demands the re-sequencer. For a split second, it looks like she's won, Spider-Man dangling helplessly in her grip. But Peter Parker always has a backup plan. With his free hand, he flicks a tiny capsule straight into Carol's mouth. Her eyes widen as the webbing explodes, sealing her jaw shut. I'm really sorry about this, Carol, he says, almost sheepishly, before promising her the webbing will dissolve in 60 seconds. It's cocky, clever, and just classic Spidey. He doesn't waste a second. Bursting through the glass of a nearby office tower, Spider-Man scrambles inside, only to find Blade waiting for him. The Daywalker doesn't waste words. He lunges, fists flying, and the two clash in a flurry of kicks and punches that rattle the office walls. Blade eventually snags him in a bear grip, sneering, "Let's see you bounce around now." But Spider-Man, straining against the hold, fires back with that trademark wit. Bouncing around is only part of what I do. Before he can break free, Black Panther joins the fight with surgical precision. A single kick sends Spider-Man sprawling, T'Challa reminding him in his calm, commanding tone, "We don't want to hurt you, Spider-Man." But the message is clear. Peter may have tricks, but he's running out of room to maneuver. Captain America finally gets a grip on Spider-Man, pulling him into a bear hug and pleading, "Please, believe us, son. We're not the bad guys." But Peter wriggles free, insisting, "You are, Cap. You just don't know it." What follows is heartbreaking. Hero against hero, friend against friend. Spidey flips Cap over his shoulder and smashes him through desks and monitors, all while clutching the re-sequencer like it's the most important thing in the world. Because it is. In desperation, Spider-Man hurls a compact web ball that detonates on impact, exploding into a sticky mess that binds the Avengers just long enough for him to swing out the window. Now the chase spills back into the open skies of Manhattan. Thor intercepts him mid-air with a booming, "Hello again, Spider-Man," while Iron Man rockets in close behind. Spider-Man, stripped down to just his mask and pants, dives between buses and clings to walls to shake them, quipping, "Hi, Thor! Bye, Thor!" She-Hulk even wonders aloud if Spidey can turn invisible like Miles. The Avengers are relentless, but Peter's one step ahead, using every ounce of agility to keep them guessing. Finally, Iron Man corners him and demands he hand over the device. With a disarming grin, Spidey offers it up, at the same time time, Thor hands back his shirt, joking, "Your shirt in exchange for the contraption." But Cap's instincts kick in. He narrows his eyes and growls, "You surrendered this with suspicious ease. Where's the real resequencer, Spider-Man?" And that's when Peter drops the truth bomb. "Sorry guys, I knew you'd stop me. It's already out of your hands." He'd played them perfectly, stalling just long enough for his ally to shut the device down. For once, Spider-Man wasn't just the kid tagging along with the Avengers. He outsmarted Earth's mightiest heroes. The Avengers storm into the university lab just in time to see Professor Crassus triumphantly deactivate the resequencer. He raises it with a manic grin and declares, "There, it's deactivated." For a moment, everyone breathes easier. Carol asks the question on everyone's mind. How is everyone feeling?" Iron Man checks his systems and admits he's fine. Cap and Carol echo the same. It seems normal. But Spider-Man insists otherwise. He shouts that they were being mind-controlled, that everything they've experienced is part of an elaborate manipulation. Then Tony delivers a curveball. His armor shows them 2 sets of CCTV footage. One shows Spider-Man collapsing during the warehouse fight. Another, recorded at the exact same time, shows the Avengers under the same effect. Both authentic, both impossible. That's when the truth hits. Their memories have been altered again. 2 realities, 2 versions of the same timeline have been stitched together and forced to coexist. And it's not an accident, it's design. Spider-Man confronts Crassus, but the kindly professor dissolves into swirling black energy, his face twisting with madness. The illusion shatters. He was never their ally at all. He's the grand manipulator, the true architect of their false memories, fractured timelines, and endless infighting. Grinning with cosmic arrogance, he declares that he doesn't just bend minds, he rips reality apart. One half of him is human genius, the other an alien explorer who's walked between dimensions, carrying forbidden knowledge no mortal should possess. And now, with the resequencer finally back in his hands, he vows to remake the entire world in his own image. The climax hits hard when Professor Crassus, now fully revealed as the Grand Manipulator, tries to use the resequencer. But then everything backfires. Spider-Man calmly steps in and admits that something never sat right with him. Those memories of a long friendship with Crassus, they didn't ring true. So Spidey did what he does best, tinkered. He secretly made adjustments to the device just in case. The results are catastrophic, for the villain at least. Crassus begins to unravel, screaming as his body is torn apart by his own machine. His desperate "no" echoes as he's erased from existence, leaving Spider-Man crouched over the remains, admitting with a mix of honesty and confusion, "I'm not entirely sure what just happened." In the aftermath, the Avengers gather to collect themselves. There's this rare moment of vulnerability. Apologies go both ways. She-Hulk reassures Spidey. Captain Marvel offers an awkward but heartfelt "sorry." And even Iron Man shows a little humility. It feels like a family patching up after a brutal fight. But then the comic leaves us with a gut punch of a twist. Captain America, alone in the lab, starts talking to someone, or something. He pieces together what really happened. The Grand Manipulator wasn't just a distraction, but a convenient scapegoat. Someone bigger was pulling the strings the entire time, bending reality itself. Steve looks straight ahead, his words sharp as a blade. "And I'm coming for you, Beyonder." That's how this story ends. Spider-Man saving the day through quick thinking, only for us to learn that the real game is only just beginning. What do you think this means for the future of the Avengers? Let me know your theories in the comments. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the breakdown, and don't forget to subscribe for more epic comic stories every week.